The Mall of America, the most popular tourist destination in the state, didn't even open today. The traffic control sign over 35W just south of downtown Minneapolis announced the closing this afternoon. And that's where Noelle Walker joins us.
Amelia, I am in an empty parking lot. The parking lots are empty, the stores are closed, the Mall of America is shut down for the entire day. Now, the head office says it is for the safety of the people who come here every day and out of respect for today's victims.
I am a little rattled. This is kind of scary.
The Mall of America is hundreds of miles from the chaos and debris.
I just told to come up here and secure the door.
I'm trying to see if I can go home or what.
But the impact of today's suspected terrorist attacks hits close to home.
Once the Second World Trade Building collapsed, then they said it was closed and told us to go immediately.
The Mall of America closed before it opened today. Security evacuated employees at 9:30 this morning and told shoppers to go home.
It's very unnerving, I think, to realize that our country is, in this situation. It's very vulnerable.
I guess I'm really saddened that maybe we haven't woken up to some of this vulnerability before.
Barricades block parking ramps, and police and security officers are on heightened alert.
This, again, is a precautionary step. We have no reason to believe that we're a target. We've received no threats. But again, the safety of our guests is our top priority.
On average, 100,000 people visit the Mall of America each day. 12,000 people work here. The reason for concern is in the name.
It's not a political building, but it's an American building.
Again, the Mall of America, everything in it, from Camp Snoopy to shops to restaurants, closed for the rest of the day. They do plan to reopen tomorrow morning. Live at the Mall of America, I'm Noelle Walker.
And the IDS Tower in downtown Minneapolis decided to play it safe today and close down.
We emphasize, however, that there have been no threats directed at the IDS Center.
And everyone evacuated the 51-story building this morning. A spokesperson said the IDS shut down because it is such a recognized building. By late afternoon, all federal buildings in the Twin Cities and all across the country were closed down. Many employees say they were concerned about their safety because federal buildings can be such high-profile targets.
And you can see we have extra guards out front, and so I guess I feel a little better knowing that they're doing things.
Also, for security reasons, the Federal Reserve added additional security to its armored truck convoys that carry money on a daily basis.
Schools around the state took extra precautions today. Some closed, but most stayed open, including the Interdistrict School in downtown Minneapolis, where WCCO's Darcy Polland went today.
I'm thinking it's like a regular day at school.
This was anything but a regular day here at the Interdistrict Downtown School in Minneapolis.
It came as a surprise to me because, I'm like, no, this can't be happening.
Older students watched the horrors in New York and Washington, D.C. unfold on TV.
When I saw the buildings, I came in when I saw the buildings with a big hole in the top, and this, I was just thinking, like, how many people's in that building, everything that's going on. I'm thinking it's a dream. Like, I'm not really seeing this.
Meantime, school staff was taking precautions to keep the students safe.
For the time being, we're going to stay put, and we're going to have our kids in this school. We can't send kids home to homes that don't have parents in them. It just doesn't work that way.
Doors were double-checked to make sure they remained locked, and administrators kept in close contact with police for any special instructions.
And I think it's important for students, parents, and everybody else to see that. There's no panicking.
Even so, parents stopped by throughout the day, some to take their children home, others...
Since I work closest downtown, I thought I'd stop in and just check on the children.
While classes continued, students spent the day trying to grasp what happened.
I was really confused. I didn't know what to think. I don't know. After a while, it kind of hit me, and it hurt.
The school serves 10 different school districts, and arrangements are in place to evacuate students to one of the suburban schools if the need arises.
We want to bring you one more piece of breaking news on this story that continues to develop. Explosions have been seen in Afghanistan's capital of Kabul. Take a look at some pictures. These are from CNN. The video shows flaring bursts of light and occasionally flame. Afghanistan is the country where suspected terrorist mastermind Osama bin Laden is being sheltered. Earlier today, the country's hardline Taliban rulers rejected suggestions that bin Laden was responsible for terror attacks in New York and Washington, although he is considered now by at least two government sources the chief suspect in today's actions. The Air National Guard went on its highest state of alert today, sealing up its base near the airport. Cement barricades blocked the gate today, and security personnel searched all cars for bombs. Air Guardsmen with M16s patrolled the fence line near the crosstown highway. The base went to Threat Con Delta this afternoon. That is the highest of 4 levels of security. While the base is on high alert, no guardsmen have been called up to duty. President Bush vowed today to hunt down and punish the people responsible for this attack, but whether that mission will be left to the military or the legal system is still to be determined. This afternoon, I sat down with General Doyle Larson, U.S. Air Force retired general, to talk about what needs to happen to protect ourselves against this kind of attack in the future.
It's very difficult to defend against terrorism, but to me, the worst thing we ever did in the middle 70s was to reduce dramatically the number of agents that we have working the bad guys overseas. We cut it practically in half. And the idea by the Director of Central Intelligence, Admiral Turner, and then in those days was we can do everything from satellite. We can take pictures of them electronically, we can monitor everything we're doing, but imagery won't go through bricks and mortar, and certainly electronics won't tell you what the man is planning, what's going through his gray matter, and that has to come from human intelligence, and we have just cut down drastically. That's the first line of defense.
As you can imagine, the phones are ringing off the hook at the Office of Emergency Management, and Alan Cox joins us now with details.
Within minutes of hearing news reports of the attacks on the East Coast, the governor ordered the lights turned on here, the Emergency Operations Center in downtown St. Paul. This is the nerve center for dealing with the risk of terrorism in Minnesota.
For being here. It's really important in all our communications today that we re-emphasize the importance of staying calm.
These are the people who are paid to expect the worst. 70 state personnel from every major agency gathered in the basement of a St. Paul office building, last activated for springtime floods.
They're going under the assumption that it's not over.
223. Emergency Information Center, can I help you?
99. Everything should be secure at this time.
20 volunteers staff a state hotline trying to keep the public from tying up 911 operators. Other emergency staffers warn Twin Cities hospitals to be prepared in case they get burn victims from the east. The National Guard is on alert but not called up. State personnel practiced the drill for responding to a terrorism attack just 2 weeks ago. They emphasized this show of force is not because they have information that Minnesota is a target.
We're going to make sure information is accurate and that everyone gets it. So we're connected to all the chiefs and sheriffs, we're connected with state agencies to make sure there's a consistent message, and that is there's no indication of any threat to Minnesota, and let's not give in to the terrorists.
The state has a terrorism response plan that was updated at the beginning of this year. It warns that the risk of terrorism has been increasing in Minnesota. We'll have details of that report and of that assumed risk coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. For now, this operations center is staying open at least through 7 a.m. and possibly beyond that, and the state's hotline for people with concerns will stay open through that time too. Reporting live at the Minnesota Emergency Operations Center, I'm Alan Cox.